Hi, it's Carter Shoreline for a Michigan Runner. It's Saturday, the 31st of December, 2016, and we're on Belle State Park in Detroit, Michigan, for the 47th annual Fifth Third Bank Belle Isle New Year's Eve Run and Walk.
Who started this race 47 years ago.
First of all, guys, thank you so much for coming out and Happy New Year. I'm going to turn it over to our main sponsor. We could not have this in the Detroit. Keep it in the D. And thanks to Fifth Third Bank and Mr. Jack Riley. I'm turning it over to him. Thank you.
Happy New Year, Detroit! So I think you all know the story, but I'll remind you, 47 years ago, Jeannie got all the kids in the neighborhood in Grosse Pointe, lined them up, and they ran the first family fun run. Now here we are 47 years later, keeping the tradition going. I hope you all come back next year. I hope you have a great race today. And on behalf of Fifth Third Bank, I want to thank all of you for participating here today, and especially those who have brought their children along as well and are making this part of a tradition.
Here come our two lead runners. Please clear the finish line area. Strong finish. In the win today, let's give number 991 a big applause. And right behind is number 649. Great job, fellas.
Our overall winner.
Robert Slater,
And where are you from?
Toledo, Ohio.
Oh, okay. You gonna run the race down there tonight?
You know what? I might. Greg Everall was asking me if I was going to be there, and I do have friends who will run both of these races, but probably not.
Okay. Anyway, so tell us how the race went.
I'm sorry.
Tell us how your race went.
Well, it was fun. You know.
Here comes our third place finisher. One of our downtown runners. Great job, 697. Number 4 coming through, great job. And here comes our first female finisher. Number 10.
We've got with us our first place female finisher,
Amber Dermeyer.
and who obviously runs for the Ann Arbor Running Company. Going to be out there tomorrow shooting their run tomorrow morning. So I promised Nick I'd come out and do that. So tell us about the run.
Well, it was a windy one to say the least. The last mile was straight into the wind. So it was definitely a struggle. It was a tough finish, but I made it through.
Great job. Great job, guys. In tough conditions today. Great strong finishes here. Give these guys a big applause. All right, let's give these guys a big hand as they come through. One of our youngest competitors in this 5K, 871, a strong finish. All right.
With us, Jack Riley from Fifth Third Bank, the named sponsor of today's race. And tell us about your involvement with the New Year's Eve run.
Well, our involvement with the New Year's Eve run really began 10 years ago when Tom Henderson approached me and asked if we could support this race because looked like it had been losing some funding and was in danger of going away. And this is a great traditional race on New Year's Eve. This is the kind of race that we'd hate to lose as part of Detroit. I really think it's a great part of these. We have parents here now that ran as kids and are now here bringing their kids to this race. That's the great legacy of this race. So Fifth Third Bank 10 years ago started to support the Belle Isle Fun Run, and I have to tell you, it's one of the more gratifying races that we support throughout the year, precisely because of what I just talked about in terms of this great legacy of families and that come every year, that bring their children and are setting up what I think is really a great model in terms of, using fitness to mark holidays and start the year off and, that type of thing. So, we're very excited to be part of it. And I think, I can't say enough about Jeannie Bocci. And, 47 years ago, she gathered everybody together on her street in front of her house and she started this race. So very exciting for us. And today was a great day. It was a beautiful weather. We had I would say over 1,200 runners, which is a great crowd for this race. So it's great.
Okay, there we go. Hi, Carter Sherline from Michigan Runner, and we're wrapping up the 2016 Fifth Third Bank Belle Isle New Year's Eve Family Fun Run and Walk. That is a mouthful. Got race director from the beginning, Jeannie Bocci. So, Jeannie, 47.
Thank you, Carter and Michigan Runner.
Well, our pleasure. 47 years. That's a lot of years to put on a race. A little, for one person, but a race in general.
Almost as long as I've been married.
Which we'll get to in a minute. What came over you to do this?
We had a couple of young men, younger than us, back 47 years ago, that were visiting us that made or tried out with the Olympic team, and they were coming to visit because, unfortunately, my first son was born on 1/1 of 1970. So on 12/31 of 1970, they were coming, and I says, what are we going to do for New Year's Eve? We don't go to any bars or fancy parties. My idea was, let's just have a run, and I was coaching kids in Lincoln Park, and I asked their parents if they could come for this run on New Year's Eve, and I promised I wouldn't serve any alcohol, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, we ended up with 12 or 15 people. My best friend made fruit cakes for everybody who finished, and we did a little 1 mile and a 4 mile race back then around my house, and voila. 5 years later, I have 3,000 runners, walkers, because of Hughes and Hatchers, who sponsored it. Did I do it right?
Yes, you did good. And so then it moved from there to, I believe, Cobo?
We were at Cobo for a couple years, and one of the problems with Cobo is the Great American Auto Show. So we were sort of kicked out of Cobo because they start that auto show in November, right after the turkey trot. And I said, I have no problem. So we moved to the Veterans Memorial, and that wasn't a big enough area to host this event. Back to Belle Isle, and I love Belle Isle, and we've been on Belle Isle since.